this is Francesca Evans from LymeOnline, keeping you up to date with all of this week's top local stories. Police have stepped up their powers to deal with repeated reports of antisocial behaviour in Lyme Regis's public gardens. A number of reports regarding large groups of young people playing loud music until late at night have been received from residents neighbouring Langmoor and Lister Gardens in recent weeks. Some have said the disruption is so bad they have had to stay elsewhere at weekends just to get some sleep. Police will now be increasing patrols and have obtained a Section 35 dispersal order for the gardens, meaning they can order people to leave the area and they are liable to be arrested if they return within a designated period. Lyme Regis Town Council is working with the police to tackle the issue and will have an increased staff presence on the seafront and in the gardens into the evenings. The town clerk said the stress the disruption was causing residents was unacceptable, especially at a time where people's mental health and well-being may have already been affected by the coronavirus pandemic. Despite the recent issues in the gardens, police reported a relatively peaceful weekend as pubs, restaurants and holiday accommodation opened for the first time in months last weekend. On what was dubbed Super Saturday, Dorset Police actually saw a drop in incidents with 485 recorded compared with the previous day of 491. The huge crowds that some anticipated in Lyme Regis did not materialise, although the town has got busier during the week and more visitors are expected this weekend with a good weather forecast. A flagpole displaying the American flag was ripped off a building in Lyme Regis last Saturday as the USA marked Independence Day. The flagpole was erected on Woodville on the junction of Silver Street and Woodmead Road in honour of American GIs who were based in the building before D-Day. The Lyme Regis Society, which aims to preserve the architecture and history of the town, recently erected the American flag to mark Independence Day on July 4th. A group of young people were caught on camera carrying the flagpole along Upline Road late at night. The incident sparked outrage on social media and the flag was later returned by one of the culprits, who offered to pay for its reinstatement and any damage caused to the building. The owner of the building said he believed the incident to be a drunken prank gone too far and not a premeditated attack on the memory of the American soldiers. Celebrity chef Mark Hicks is back in business in Lyme Regis. He will open the Oyster and Fish House on July 27th on the site that was formerly known as Hicks Oyster and Fish House in Lister Gardens. Hicks Oyster and Fish House ceased trading in April when the company which owned it, WSH Limited, put all Hicks restaurants into administration, a decision that Mark publicly said he did not agree with. The new Oyster and Fish House will be very similar to its predecessor, serving seasonal local produce and fish and seafood caught in Lyme Bay and along the Dorset coast. Axminster and Lyme Regis Cancer Support have officially opened Mary Anning's Beach Hut on the seafront for exclusive use by cancer sufferers and their families. The beach hut on the Cart Road in Lyme Regis has been named after the town's most famous fossil hunter, Mary Anning, who died of breast cancer, and is available to book by anyone going through cancer or their family members. The beach hut was one of 3 projects related to Mary Anning, which received funding from producers of Ammonite, a film based on the fossil hunter's life, which was partially filmed in Lyme Regis last year and stars Oscar winner Kate Winslet. The idea for the hut came from local couple Karen and Nigel Ball, who officially opened it earlier this week. Here's a clip.
Well, this is the opening of the beach hut on the Marine Parade for the Axminster and Lyme Cancer Support. Lovely sunny morning, people swimming in the sea, wonderful place to be. Here we go. Cutting of the ribbon.
Hooray! Hope you all enjoy it, enjoy the sea and enjoy Lyme Regis.
Emergency services were called out on 2 consecutive nights last weekend as people were cut off by the tide between Lyme Regis and Charmouth. In the first incident on Saturday evening, a man was winched from the cliffs near Blackburn by the Coast Guard helicopter and dropped at Lyme Regis Football Club. The following evening, Coast Guards and the lifeboat crew were called back to the same area to reports of another man cut off by the tide. However, when he was sighted by the emergency services, he started climbing the cliffs and purposely hid. Coast Guards carried out a 2-hour search of the area to ensure he was safe, but nothing was found. This week has seen particularly high spring tides, and the Coast Guards always advise to check tide times before walking along the beaches. The Mayor of Lyme Regis has issued an open letter to residents addressing some concerns about a so-called lack of democracy within the Town Council. The issue was raised last month when the council held its first public virtual meeting since lockdown restrictions were introduced. Some councillors raised concerns about the way the council was operating during lockdown and that the mayor had not been formally elected due to lockdown restrictions. The mayor, Councillor Brian Larkham, has now addressed these concerns, describing the last 3 months as an exceptional time for our town. In the letter, Councillor Larkham explains that members have received daily updates on all council business and have had the opportunity to share their views. You can read the full letter on the LymeOnline website. And now for sport. With the government giving the green light for recreational sport to start again, Lyme and Lyme Regis Cricket Club wasted no time in arranging pre-season matches before the Devon Cricket League gets underway, most likely on Saturday, July 25th. The club has arranged 4 friendly games, starting at the King George V Field tomorrow against Kilmington. They will also be playing Seaton, Devon Medics and Crewkerne before starting their league programme. Lyme Regis Football Club is planning to open its bar tomorrow for members only, with strict social distancing measures being put in place. There is still no indication when the local football season will start, but after yesterday's government announcement about recreational sport, the Seasiders are hoping it will not be too long before they're in action again. Thanks for watching LymeOnline's weekly news bulletins. Don't forget you can stay up to date with all the latest news throughout the week on our website, and we'll have another video for you next Friday. Have a great weekend.